Όμορφη, όμορφη Σαλονικιά, μου κλέψες τα μάτια μου και μου κάνες ζημιά. Όμορφη, όμορφη Θεσσαλονίκη, σε ένα κορίτσι σου η καρδούλα μου ανήκει.
It is such a pleasure to be in the company of Marinos today, who is such a talented singer. And did you know that I've been wanting to interview you the first of April?
Really?
Yes, I had a look at the history of our chats and I realized that it's been since then. And you see, I didn't give up.
And you're here. Never giving up is a good thing. First of all, I want to thank you. It's such an honor and a good thing to be here. So.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. I wanted to start today by asking you, what is the meaning of life for you?
Well, the meaning of life, of course, for me, when you say that, I instantly think about three things: the past, the future, and
The present.
the present. Yeah. Biologically, the meaning of life is to proceed, is to continue with life, make kids and stuff like that. The meaning of life is to be happy every time, getting the most out of my present, and setting goals, but living the future and the present harmonically.
And now that the year is ending, what kind of goals have you set for yourself for next year?
Well, business-wise, I'm writing my new songs for the summer. It's summer already in my mind.
Is it as catchy as Untitled magazine?
Oh, thank you. Glad you know it.
I've been listening to it yesterday all the time to feel in the space of who you are and to connect with you better. And it really is such an amazing song, and it's really great to know that there are people like you who create such catchy songs, such fantastic videos. It's really, really nice.
Thank you. Well, making songs is like making a scenario where we're talking about a story, obviously, and so yeah, you have to support the groove of the song and the general point of the song and the feeling. So yeah, I'm making an even more dynamic and groovy song.
And now that's your professional goals. What about your personal goals?
Well, personal goals, of course, to be healthy and happy in every moment. That's a general thing, I think.
And haven't you been on a great journey of achieving better results to do with your physique? How has that been for you?
Oh, well, it's been since like one year. So you're in the perfect timing. Wow. Since last December, when I saw that my body was too much of going out the limit, I decided to make a change in my outside, and of course that helped me in the inside as well. So yeah, I've been practicing and dieting and studying about how to improve my physique. I've seen good changes recently that they are a result of my work.
And what has been the ratio of the importance of healthy eating to exercise? What would you say has been?
Those things, they go together. It's like lighting a cigarette with a lighter. You cannot do it separately, you know? You need two things. But thank God I set that example. I just quit smoking, by the way. Yeah. So healthy living. Yeah, healthy living also helps you with other things. It's not just about gym, It's not such a small thing. It's a lifestyle of being healthy inside out in your whole life.
So please tell our guests and the viewers that now are listening to us, what has been your weight loss so far in the last year?
So more or less, 20 kilos, 22, I think.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's really, really good. And what people always want to know is how to actually stay motivated. Because a lot of people, they say, oh, I try, I begin. Is it them making excuses? Is it lack of willpower? What would you say has been your motivation throughout this period?
I couldn't say that nobody's weak, you know? Just we need to find our way and our path. The thing I did to get motivated and stay, focused on my goal is watching interviews like that, testimonials, and seeing how people did that. And what I eventually realized is that, when you see a final product, it seems so distant from you. You have to understand that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's a long-term process, and it's like learning to play a musical instrument. I mean, it takes time, it takes, devotion, and
a lot of patience.
Yeah, a lot of patience, of course. And you really need to find a way to make it a lifestyle. That's the only way it's going to work for you. You cannot make it to be ready for the summer. I mean,
we must raise our standards with what we expect from ourselves and make sure that we surround ourselves, as you said, by those people, whether it's in real life or watching the right information, in order to feel inspired, as opposed to make further excuses and say, oh, this person is not doing it, why should I, right?
Yeah. The best thing for me the most important thing is to have short-term and long-term goals. Mm-hmm. That's so when you have short-term goals, you constantly, daily processing things, so you're staying motivated and focused on the change. And the long-term, of course, is a big result, but the big results don't come in a day or two, not in a month or three, because sorry if I'm talking too much, but
no, this is great. I love it when people share genuinely what they feel and what they've been through.
When we see the ads about diets, what's the first thing we see? We see about time, get ripped in 2 weeks, lose body fat in 10 days. This is all lies. You have to understand it takes time, and it's a good thing that it takes time. Those ads, I cannot say they're fake because I don't want to get sued by them, but I cannot say it. What I'm saying is that
we can just hint that we think that it's not really doable.
Yeah. They point on people's laziness and on people's false way of thinking of we get impressed and we crave for change. Like when I know that after the Easter celebrations, when summer is going to be close, I know that I will get message, man, hello, how did you do it? I want to do it. You cannot do it in 1 month. You have to, practice constantly. So for me, consistency is the number one key.
Consistency is so important with the job that I do with life coaching and the way that I try to also inspire the people that I mentor. It's the same. This is what I have to do, and I have to be consistent, and I have to practice what I preach as well. This is how it works. It's very, very important. For you, you have decided to follow your talent, but what's really behind following your talent? How has this journey been for you so far?
That's a very correct question. Thank you for asking me this. Following my talent is obviously not just a work thing, It's more of a mindset of changing my life perspective and doing what I really want to do.
What you really love and are passionate about.
Yes, I'm passionate about, and what I can really imagine myself doing without feeling that I'm obliged to do it. I'm feeling productive because from singing, I'm involved also in music production, and so I'm constantly in the game, in front or backstage. So being involved with music, being involved with music makes me feel full, you know.
Makes you feel alive. That's how it is. When we do what we truly love, we really feel alive. And until we experience that, we can't really portray it that far until someone else goes through that. And you see, with what you said, you're doing this now and you're following your talent. What about before you became a singer? Have you done jobs ever that you didn't like and you felt that you were, let's say, dying inside, or did you straight away get into being a singer?
Yeah, I've done some studies. I've studied sports journalism, and I also studied law. But even if I was good at it, I could never imagine myself, you know, doing this as a career. So this is where the mind part comes in. If you wanna, I'm applying the same mindset that I've applied on my physical change. It's also the same mindset I am applying now to my work. So the motivating thing is that out of working out, I inspire and motivate myself to my everyday life. So business-wise, I imagine myself doing success. So when people tell you you cannot get shredded, obviously you cannot look like the guy in the magazine. It's the same thing when people can tell you, come on, you will never make a song that's going to play on the radio, you know. So
how do you usually treat those people, and how would you advise others to treat the negative?
You know, first of all, when I see people telling me I cannot do things, automatically inside me I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I don't know why.
Watch me do it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it's because we have that inner voice. When we truly know what we're meant to do, we no longer listen to the negativity because we know how hard it is to go through the process, right?
And the thing that we have to think is, you have to understand it requires hard work. But the way I'm thinking is, if somebody else is doing it, like when you open the radio has to play some songs.
Yes.
So why not mine?
I love how you inspire.
Why not mine?
I love
Like when you see like the most beautiful woman in the world, even she seems so unreachable, she has to have a boyfriend.
Yes.
So there's no I cannot. And of course there is no maybe.
There's such a thing as I choose not. It's not, as you said, it's not about I cannot.
There's always a way.
Yes, and if we're physically able to do it, all that's in between us and our goal is the excuses we make. That's what it is. And I felt the same about me. I thought, I love watching interviews, and if other people can interview people, why can't I do it? And if I'm not going to do it, somebody in my time is going to do it. So it's great that we think alike. But the way that you speak, it sounds like you had a really fantastic support group, and at the same time that you must have been through a lot in order to learn this, because people who really speak from the heart and have such depth, they must have been and seen the both scopes of having great support and being alone. How would you comment on that?
Great support, first of all, from my people, from my family, that they're constantly supporting me. And the best form of support is not the technical, it's the inside support, showing you that everything's good. And business-wise, I have my team where we work together, and I'm always the final product of a team who's working. And I like to lead this team, obviously, but yes, I cannot do this alone, of course.
Because it means you have a mindset of liking the individuality, liking your freedom, and being an entrepreneur, but at the same time that you're not blinded by the fact that you cannot be self-made. We all need people to make things happen. We cannot just do it by ourselves.
You have to balance things. Like I like my recent song that you saw, I written it, right? And such as other songs that got million views and stuff like that. So I like doing my own thing. But also, I understand that I need some people who know what they're doing to play the music, to video shoot the music video. So you need to have good colleagues. We have to be aware that we're constantly learning. I haven't reached my top. I think you haven't also. We're constantly evolving, developing, and learning.
And I love the quote by Michelangelo, and he said this in his 80s, I am still learning. So there's no such thing as no matter what age we reach, there's always the potential. But it's making sure that the knowledge that we acquire, whether it's from reading books, whether it's that in our life, to better.
Like when you see the most successful sportsmen or singing artists, whatever. Take for example Celine Dion. She still has a vocal coach, a coach that coaches 12-year-old children, but she still knows that she needs practice because she's not selfish. So we're constantly practicing and developing and trying to become better.
And I like the example you gave of Celine Dion because it just goes to show that we must remain humble no matter what heights we reach. And to always know that, you know what, if I'm sure she has the same mindset that other people have coaches and what if they do better than me? So I have to also follow that and rely on somebody else and have the strong teamwork.
Strong team, yes. And we have to understand that practice beats talent. I'm sure that outside this world of billion people, there are better voices than Celine, okay? But she practiced so much her talent that she gave us what we have today, and she's such an amazing singer. So, of course, we need talent. We like somebody that cannot sing is not going to get, good, no matter how much he practices. But if you have small amount of talent and you practice and you see another one guy with full talent, like full talented, full potential, and he never practices and never finds a way to promote and his thing, he's never going to.
Because in order to truly unlock our talents, we need perseverance in life. We need to persevere. We need to go through the steps, and no matter how difficult it may seem, you just have to keep fighting every day. Isn't that the mindset of someone successful, that no matter what obstacles come my way, I will still find the right way to achieve what I want? And going back to the song that you wrote that premiered last month, right? In November, yes. I wanted to ask you, how is it that you write songs about your inspirations? And that specific song, was it just written in your home? Was it in a studio? How do you create songs?
Well, first of all, thank you for asking me this question, because this particular song is the first I've written when I first started singing, like 3 years ago. And I premiered it now, but it was in my mind for a long time ago. How do I write it? I'm obviously doing commercial music, so my aim is to find a quote, something that's catchy. That's my job. So I firstly wrote the chorus and then the verses, and then I put the music. So first, every time I write a song, first I gotta find the lyrics. I gotta find what I wanna say to the song. What's my point? Why I'm saying that, because some composers are first writing the music, and then somebody's coming and adding the lyrics. For me, I cannot do that. I know great composers that are very famous in Greece that cannot write lyrics. So I'm happy that I can combine my music with my way of express.
And that's what I love, that you found your way that works for you. And sometimes what people look out for is they try to follow others, but there's also such a thing as having individuality and having your unique way.
Again, I'm applying the same thing that I've learned from the gym outside to my work. I never see the guy next to me what he's doing. I couldn't care less. I care about my game and how I'm improving myself. I see the guy next to me, he's, world time champion, and I'm saying I can never reach him. It's a false way of thinking. So what my aim is to constantly develop who I am and what I have in life. So yes, it's another time that I'm applying my winning mindset to my business.
Self-development is such an interesting thing because on average, a human being applies only 4 minutes a day on self-development. And clearly you stand out of that statistic because you're obviously somebody who's very aware of the fact that you have to apply your time in order to better yourself, and you're not applying just 4 minutes because really, how much can we achieve in 4 minutes?
Exactly. And what I wanted to say that apart from just practicing mechanically, if you don't dream and think and motivate yourself in the inside, in the mind, you can never achieve big things. So what you're doing in your own business, life coaching, I think it's very important because working in the mind is number one priority for me.
Yeah, mindset is everything because people are 99.9% identical, body-wise, how we are physiologically, biologically. What really differentiates us is our mindset.
Bravo, that's when, in the start of our interview, I said, it's not when you asked me about my physical and working out lifestyle, it's not just about the body. It's not so low. It's above that. It's about making change and dreaming big. And another thing that I'm sure you agree is that people have to understand that when they see somebody who's successful, we must not distance ourselves from them.
We must not think that people are unreachable or untouchable.
Bravo. When I see a famous artist that I get ideas from, I watch this and I study this artist with humbleness, of course, but I also understand that he's or she is a regular person that wakes up and is having breakfast and coffee like me.
And brushes their teeth and takes a shower. Yes.
So yeah.
But there's this thing that people always create this idea and they think that, oh, these things are not real. How is it possible for me? And to our younger audience now, when you look back and all those people that are in school now, what would you advise them?
Well, when I was in school, I never ever followed what the crowd was doing. I was always allergic to average and to the crowd. I always like to play my game. So for me, the most important thing is to stay genuine, stay original, and do your thing. And I'm not saying to do like things that out of the limit and out of the law, or I'm saying that we have to think without filters, not leaving the mainstream media and the establishment to make us think how they want. We have to think inside the law, but also outside of fake limits that they don't really exist.
We do need to break free from the common thoughts because we all have that inner voice that tells us and guides us, but somehow we drown it and we try to surround ourselves by other people who will constantly point out all the reasons not to do certain things and say, oh, it has never been done, this cannot be done. But who says that? If they're like that, that's my job to help them to understand that we can change, but again, with time. And I really like what you said about allergic to average. I saw one of your hashtags and it said allergic to average, yes, and I thought, oh, that's so smart. Really, really good. And what about to the older audience? What would you say to people that are no longer in school and maybe they are in their 40s, 50s, not in the careers that satisfy them? Is there really such a thing as it's too late? Do you believe in that or not?
No, age is just a number. every like aspect of every time of our life has its pros and its cons. It's up to us, and it's up to the way of thinking, and up to the people who are surrounding us and supporting us to find what's the best we can take out and utilize in every aspect of our life. So age, you might be older, but you're also wiser. So it's up to the way you work and think. Another thing I want to say is that I don't feel like I'm the best and, you know, the most successful guy in the room. I mean, I'm just a guy who's striving to achieve his goals.
What I really like about you is how genuine you are and how genuinely you express your feelings, and it shows that you are a person of heart. It's really nice to see that, and as I said, me wanting to interview you from April, I felt that, you know what, that day is gonna come. That day is gonna come, you know, and I believe in such a thing as better timing or right timing for things. Do you believe in that as well?
Of course, timing is number one. Like when I made on April, it was when I launched a song with a famous rapper in Greece, and exactly, it was a song I've written about Saloniki, and I also believed in right timing. I firstly wrote this song, and I sent it to lots of artists, and he, through his manager, replied positively. And when we first met to go in the studio record, I was like, man, when he sat in my car, I was like, man, I've been waiting for this meeting. And he was so happy about it. So, yeah.
But see, what I like about what you said is the fact that you are the one that approached. You're the one that was sending. You see, you weren't sitting there waiting for things to happen to you.
Exactly. I like what you said because it gives me the opportunity to say exactly this. If I thought negatively, and if I listened to the guys who told me you cannot do it, come on, who are you? I would never have the guts to send my product, send my song, and say, hello, I have this. So yes, feeling positive about yourself and working to develop yourself without listening to naysayers is a good thing. Yes. Now, you don't have to misjudge this and like think that you can fly, but we have to think and see what we really can do.
And last but not least, my question is, what is the definition of life success to you? What is it? What is the moment that you can wake up and you can just say, you know what?
Life success for me is I'm constantly hungry, because if I wasn't, I would not be alive. So we're coming to your first question. What's the meaning of life? And I'm connecting those two with the last one. Constantly being hungry and looking for self-development. So again, developing is number one. And of course, the meaning is being happy after all, enjoying what you're doing.
So success is happiness, finding what your own happiness is.
And like being happy to achieve things.
And approaching each day in such a way that no matter what happens, you feel that, you know what, okay, this happened, but life is about dealing with the cards that you've been given and just saying, you know what, yes, maybe this is not the way I want it to be, but I will still find a way to smile.
Exactly. By the way, what I want to say before, closing this is that I would suggest people that require or think that they need life coaching to come at you, because I've been interviewed so much time, and the research you've done, and this is genuine, I didn't get money. The research you've done and the way you're approaching is very professional and good and kind.
Thank you so much, because this is a dream come true for me to do this.
This is genius.
Thank you. And with dreams, there's always a downside. There have been the tears, the hard days, and I'm sure there's more to come. But despite all that, at the end of the day, when I was getting ready for this and just sitting here right now, I have that peace and calmness, knowing that, you know what, this is always what I wanted to do, and guess what, I can do it. So thank you so much for this, and thank you so much for this interview. And I just have one gift for you, since since we are approaching Christmas. And here you go. Yeah, if you want to, you can open it now. Just something that I thought would be really inspiring for you to look into the new year.
Thank you very much.
I myself do like to read good books, and I believe that this will be something very good for you.
10 secrets for success in your career. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
I'm going to really study.
I was drawn to this book, and I thought this is the book that I think will be really good for Marinos. And it's just, you know, you can look at it chapter by chapter and apply it to your life. And
so I would like to thank you, of course, for this gift. It's wonderful. And I'd like to say to you personally, your family, and of course the audience that is watching, a happy and healthy 2017.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the audience. Thank you to, of course, most importantly, to our guests. Thank you to our crew, to everybody who made this happen. I really, really appreciate it, and we should all really appreciate the life that we have, and be grateful for every day, because you never know how things can be, and just always smile no matter what happens.